Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? Today is going to be my updated talk about the Trump assassination attempt, what we know about Thomas Matthew Cross, um, the media fallout because of all of that, and the RNC, him picking J.D. Vance, um, and all the takeaways from the RNC, Republican National Convention, which is what I'm going to title this as, because that seems like that's going to be the one that gets the most views. Um, so let's start off with the Trump assassination attempt. When you see the Trump assassination attempt, the first thing you have to ask is the security. What the fuck was the Secret Service doing when it comes to the security detail and everything that has to do with that? They dropped the fucking ball. And is this somehow an anomaly when it comes to this to the Secret Service? Let's say Social Security. It's Secret Service, my bad, y'all. Y'all know. Secret Service. I'm over here saying Social Security. I got my economic mindset on right now. I'm gonna get to that later, but Secret Service. So when it comes to the Secret Service, is this some type of anomaly when it comes to the Secret Service dropping the ball when it comes to presidents, or is there a history of the Secret Service doing fuck shit when it comes to former or current presidents? Yeah, yeah. And as John will take you, I'm not no damn Zoomer or of this era right now. I live in this era, but I'm not of this era. And I say that to say there's a lot of ahistorical, nihilist chaos mindsets happening right now. Of course, a lot of it has been socially engineered, but a lot of it is personal choice too, especially by the younger generation and by the people in this generation who are of this. Not just the generation, people who are of this era. Because you could be 70 and of this era, and you can't remember shit past 5 minutes ago, and that's a big problem that we have right now. It's huge, and that's how those in charge are able to run so much play and gamesmanship that they've already ran before. And I say that to bring it back home. I digress. I'm bringing the point back home. History of the Secret Service failures. Do we have to go back far? Do we have to go back past the 21st century to see Secret Service failures? No. We can go. Hell, we can go to Trump's. What you call it? We go to Trump's first term, and when he was in Mar-a-Lago, and that Chinese whoever it was there, and somehow that Chinese person got through, and guess what happened? The head of Secret Service got fired, and we could go back before that. Obama's administration. That's the most telling one out of all of them. First, we start off when Obama first got elected, and those two, what can we call them? White House crashies. They were just agents. You could tell they was agents. Those two agents crashed the party, and basically the ruling class was telling Obama, "Yeah, we know you a buck broken nigga that we done that play for our team, both uh, when it comes to policy and when it comes to personal life. But nah, just in case that melanin kick in, hold on, we could get you anytime." So those two agents crashing the party, a drone hitting the White House lawn, um, a two-time felon gun-toting person in the elevator with Obama, the 7 shots into the window. Uh, oh, um, what else? It was a bunch of shit. Somebody driving up to the front. Oh, and then also too, let's not forget the person who got all the way to the east or west wing. Come on, man. And that was all in Obama's administration. This ain't. How does this happen, guys? How does this happen? How does this? Is there? How does such a strong security that's supposed to be the most impenetrable security force on the planet, Secret Service, have all these crazy lapses? This is just within two administrations. I just named you Trump's first administration, and I just named you Obama's shit. I tell you, the Secret Service has been funny style. And does it stop there? No, Reagan shit. The Secret Service, yeah, they acted fast, but how they even get that close? Remember, who was the vice president around when Reagan got shot? George H.W. Bush, and his history is legendary. Remember, he's head of CIA, so you could just start right there. There, head of Iran Contra. We could keep going with that. Like, dude was a he's able to skirt away from a lot of shit because his son George W. Bush was an idiot, but H.W. Herbert Walker Bush, that was, and his family lineage. Remember, Prescott Bush helped to fund Hitler, so he, he was there with the Harriman set and all of that. So his lineage is legion, and of course Jeb Bush being the governor of Florida and a potential presidential candidate in 2016. But the people were so disgusted by this, how can we say, royal dynasty duopoly when they had Clinton versus Bush as the people that they were putting out in front in 2016. That's one of the main reasons why Trump got so much traction at the same time when Bernie was getting so much traction. And but I digress. And Bernie should have been that guy at that moment. When it comes to economic shit, we know when it comes to the black shit, he don't measure up. But when it comes to economics, at least our prices would not be crazy inflation. It'll be the whole cap price controls, the New Deal economics, high wage, social safety net, all of that, where the people at least have funding. And then from there, we can continue moving to the left and building our own party, having our own independent political movements as black people. And then it's shifting everything to the left. Whereas right now, everything's skirting to the right hard, and you can see it in the media. But before I go to that hard right turn, and before I go back, I gotta go back to what I was talking about. So, Secret Services failed. They failed with Reagan, and then you see the same thing with JFK, the JFK assassination. Look at the Secret Service when they're shooting JFK. They're supposed to jump and put a tarp around the president. They just don't even move as the shots are going off. And we know all about the JFK assassination. We know that was the ruling class. We know that wasn't no damn Lee Harvey Oswald, who was just a patsy. But the patsy ain't innocent. He's part of the operation. Because that same patsy, Lee Harvey Oswald, as PBT said, was instrumental in this other potential presidential candidate, general, being shot at his home. So, so you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta look at this, man. We gotta really be vigilant, really put the pieces together. And so that's why I'm putting the pieces together. And then we can't forget about so JFK, RFK. How the fuck did he get? He's a presidential candidate. He got assassinated. That don't. How does that happen? Come on. So that's another failure. So both brothers are killed, and then we can go to the other most famous one, FDR. How is it that, and this is the security details, Secret Service, how is it that somebody's able to get so close that they can shoot and potentially kill FDR before he becomes president and then miss and hit the mayor of Chicago? And then after that, the all these other coup attempts too, you know. So, and then Lincoln's. How do you get that close when it comes to John Wilkes Booth? Probably it wasn't as the same as it was, but still, that's a failure of the security detail that's supposed to protect the president. And that's me going down the history line of presidential failures by the Secret Service and those involved in securing the president. And so my next point about it is, who does this benefit? Who does this help to solidify? When we look at events prior to the assassination attempt and events after the assassination attempt, it only benefits one person, as this person doesn't die, as it's just an attempt and it's a clear miss, and Trump is a big target, and he kept shooting, and Trump was standing up, and then he put his fist up to be another target. So Trump benefits Trump. Remember, since July hit, he's been getting more and more power. He's been getting more and more push by those in the ruling class and those with real political power, real legislative power, real judicial power. July 1st, Supreme Court basically makes him a dictator, makes him a king, makes him immune from law as a sitting official. Basically sets the preconditions up so he can be a Hitlerian in the 21st century. And he's been speaking those same talking points. And the context of the society is such that it's the same as Nazi Germany. Like I'm gonna keep saying this in every video. It was like a dream. They they were in fantasy world in Nazi Germany. That set up the preconditions. When you don't live in reality, it's good to be optimistic and good to be a dreamer, but you have to live in reality. Especially when things are coming down the pipe. When you live in a dream, you can't see what's coming down, and you have everybody same shit. Yeah, well, we've dealt with this before. That's what people were saying about Hitler. We've dealt with this before. This isn't too much. Are we not hearing the same sentiments? This is just the same old white supremacy. We felt this before by our so-called black media giants and so-called media outlets. This ain't the same as before. This is a mass movement trying to be reorganized because it was fractured on top of political power in the hands of one person speaking this neo-Nazi new Jim Crow status that's being hyper accelerated, and the levers that are could constrain him are being, and shackles that could hold those things back are being loosened, and in many ways being unlocked and broken away. So that's not okay at all. So that's why it's important to speak on all of this. It's important to speak truth to power. It's important to not allow shit to just be swept under the rug and shit just to be seen as sweet. Like, yeah, this shit is sweet. This shit ain't sweet, man. This shit is dangerous, especially if you don't have a counter weight to counter against it. This is organized evil against unorganized goodness.